listeners, welcome back to Internets. Here we are yet again to enlighten you with another interesting topic of discussion. It is road traffic victims. Many of you may not know, but today, as in 21st of November, is considered as a remembrance for Road Traffic Victims Day. Road traffic is such a huge issue, yet it gets such less attention, sometimes even from the government. Now, what can we do to stop it and to prevent it? And what is the rate of accidents? All of these questions will be answered in this audio. Well, let's get started. Willingly or unwillingly, we are all forced to travel by road, and there is nothing we can really do to stop it. Now, let's get to some simple statistics, and I hope you all understand. We have 7% of world's vehicles and 11% of road crash accidents and death rate. And we witness nearly 53 road accidents every hour, and one person unfortunately loses their life due to road traffic accidents for every 4 minutes. What these statistics say is that we Indians consume the 7% of world's vehicles, and we contribute to road crash accidents and death rate at 11%, and we witness per hour 53 road accidents, and for every 4 minutes we have one person who unfortunately faces death because of the very same reason. Now, why does this happen will be answered in the following. Now, let me ask you two questions. Question number 1: do you know how many deaths take place in a day due to road accidents in the world? Your answer is 1.35 million. 1.35 million people unfortunately lose their life in a single day because of road accident. How many deaths do you think happen in India because of road accidents? You can answer that in the comment section below, and I will answer it in the end of the video. Now, let's get a blast from our past. Did you know in 2015 we have nearly 5 lakh people who lost their life because of road accidents? 5 lakh is also a huge number, but we are lucky enough that the number of 5 lakh has come down comparatively throughout the years. Now, to answer your another question, what can we do to stop it or at least prevent it? It is very simple, and we have been following them since our childhood, and we have been learning them since our childhood, but unfortunately many adults do not quite follow them. What can we do is: number 1, follow traffic rules. Number 2, do not drink while driving. 3, wear your helmets and seat belts properly, not just when the police officer is present, but every single time when you are driving. Number 4, do not use your phones while driving. And number 5, and the most important among all, is be conscious and cautious while you are driving. Driving needs your 100% attention, and even if you deviate or even if you get distracted for a second, you may cost one life or more. And let's hope that doesn't happen. We understand in a busy world, when you are constantly working for someone or at something, that using phone calls is a huge deal. And even if you are not present for the phone calls or something, you can use your job, but at least while driving, the least you can do is not use your phone only while driving, because driving needs your 100% attention. That being deviated again can cost you life. So we request you to stay conscious and cautious. We also know people who follow all the traffic rules, who pay 100% attention to the road, yet lose their life. Why does that happen? Again, while driving, it's not just you who is involved. There are many drivers, and all of us have one thing in common, that is, we drive on the roads, on the very roads that the government built using our tax. Now, how is the government responsible for something that we do, that is driving? That is, number 1, potholes. We have many potholes here, and we need the government to work on them as soon as possible. Obviously, it's not a single day job, but at least little bit every single day can contribute a better future and can lower the number of road accidents that we Indians have. And number two is set up traffic lights. Traffic lights are present in mostly all places, but there are few places where there's no traffic lights. The prime duty of a traffic light is to stop drivers at intervals. When there is no one to stop drivers, the drivers would never stop. They would just keep going and cause chaos on the streets. And number three is traffic police. We have dedicated traffic police officers in India. It's not that every single police officer is not dedicated and doesn't want to work. We have dedicated members, but unfortunately, we have the other side of the scale, that being undedicated workers. We have few officers who don't even want to do their basic job. We need to get them to do their job properly. We also have officers who work 110%, but on the other hand, who only work bare 10%. We need to motivate them into doing their work properly, as their job is basically saving our lives. And we also need those undedicated police officers to stop taking bribes and start collecting fines. Bribes and fines also are a huge deal in this, because when you pay your fine, you know you did a mistake and you at least come to a minimum realization. But whereas you pay bribes, you think you can get away with your mistake, and that should never happen. And we have to stick to the rules. Rules are something that are meant to be followed, and unfortunately, that doesn't happen in action. It's just written that you do not do this, you pay a fine, and that's it. And what happens on the backside is we pay bribes, not really fines. And we need our CCTVs to be installed in the street. We actually have CCTVs in many parts of India, but we need to have it in a little more underlying areas, as CCTVs helps to monitor and to know who did a mistake and where is it happening and why is it also happening. Now, we also need to realize what are the frequent reasons for accidents. Accidents happen at a very high rate, but why does that happen? A few reasons are overspeeding, rash driving, violation of rules, fatigue and sleeplessness, and understanding in signal, and alcohol consumption. To explain them in a little bit detailed manner is overspeeding and rash driving. They both go hand in hand. They happen at same place and at same pace. Overspeeding and rash driving are very dangerous. We have few people who want to save 5 minutes of their life but end up losing it. And it's not just your life here, it's also other drivers' life. And we need to stop doing that, and we need people to be a bit more patient when they are on roads. And violation of rules, skipping a red light or skipping at a yellow light, it's all very common and it shouldn't happen. Fatigue and sleeplessness is like an undermining reason. We have few drivers who don't get enough sleep, who don't get enough rest, who are sleepy and who have brain fog, who think they can get on road and drive carefully. That is often a misunderstanding and a misjudgment. We have few workers who work for nearly 7 hours and 5 hours and think they are perfectly fine when they drive. That also is the case, or usually. And lack of understanding in signals like simple signals like a speed bump ahead or a speed breaker ahead, speed limit, and we have school zone, we have no horn zone, we have a hospital zone. They are often ignored because they're not even understood in the first place. Our driving lessons for license should be a bit more tough, at least till that they can understand basic signals. And this is a basic road sign, and these need to be understood, but often it doesn't happen. So, and alcohol consumption usually puts us in a trance, and when we think we can drive properly when we are in trance is a very misunderstanding and a misjudgment. Because when you are in alcohol consumption, you're often in a trance. You can't quite know where you are physically and mentally. With that level of consciousness, I don't think anyone can be safe on roads, not just you, even the other drivers. Now, to answer our second question, that is, how many deaths do you think took place in India in a single day due to road traffic accidents? I hope you all answered in the comment section below. The answer is 6%. 6% of India's population usually lose their life every single day because of road accidents. For a populous country like India, where we have our population in billions or millions, it is a huge number. 6% of it is a huge number. Okay, I think we've made our point by saying that we need to consider road traffic as a huge issue, and we need to fix our issues from our individual and even from the government. And we are responsible for our actions, and we need to be more conscious and cautious while driving. And we need to consider that 5 minutes may be a small deal for you, but for every 4 minutes a person loses their life. For every 5 minutes you can save yours by being attentive. That brings us to the end of our video again. I hope you all got as much information that we share here. And here we at Indonites do our research and our homework for the topic that we select to speak about. And we hope we've contributed in the betterment of road traffic. Thank you so much for listening to us, and stay tuned for many more topics that we have yet to discuss. And like, share and subscribe and show support at Indonites. Thank you very much.